Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel General Hospital Official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Drew discovers Curtis has taken charge of Aurora, and Michael receives separation papers. Today on General Hospital, Isaiah and Jordan are stuck together, Cam runs with Josslyn learns about Dex, and Willow requests a favor from Nina. Jordan walks in as Isaiah is relaxing in the steam room, wondering what he is doing there. She explains that this is the women's steam room. He swore he went into the correct one. When he goes to leave, they discover they are locked in. Jordan claims they need to find a means to open the door, but there is nothing to aid them, so they bash on it and shout. A young woman hears them and rushes to their rescue, but the door is blocked. She claims she'll get help. Before Jordan can ask them to cut off the steam, they flee away, and the steam continues to flow. They sit down, and Jordan chuckles because this is how she goes out. He believes she has been in far more perilous circumstances than this as a cop, and she can say the same for him as he travels Africa. Eventually, the fire crew arrives and frees them. The door jamb became stuck from the opposite side. The fireman greets Deputy Mayor Ashford. Embarrassed, she thanks him and hurriedly leaves. Brooklyn and Gio wrap gifts for Scout in the Quartermain house. She's scared she went overboard. Gio claims there is no such thing as Christmas, but no number of toys would compensate for losing her mother. She assumes he misses his mother this time of year. Gio says she loves Christmas and will play a specific Italian Christmas carol every year, so he'll play it for her. Brooklyn looks forward to it, but wonders why he's here instead of out with his pals. Gio claims he hasn't had much time to make friends between school and practice. Brooklyn says she'll keep reminding him to get out there, meet people, and find a future wife before her mother does. He notices she sounds exactly like his mother. In the kitchen, Jason is going to wash his plate when Sasha instructs him to put it down because that is her duty. Sasha is researching new recipes to make creative use of leftovers. Jason appreciates her always providing snacks for the kids, especially since they haven't been eating much lately. Sasha understands, and while he is present, she expresses gratitude to Jason for saving her life. Jason inquires if she has heard from Holly following everything that happened with Sidwell. Sasha claims she has, believe it or not. Both Robert and Holly have texted her, and she occasionally responds. She complains about her mother, but claims she had the foresight to send him to rescue her from Sidwell. Sasha has a challenging question for Jason. She noticed an old photo of him wearing a reindeer sweater. Is there any chance he'll wear it this year? Jason refuses, claiming those days are long gone. Tracy unlocks the front door for Martin, who runs a business with Michael. Tracy offers to leave the envelope he's carrying with her because Michael isn't here. He explains that it is confidential. Tracy allows him in, knowing he is here to serve Michael with divorce papers, and she assumes Nina and Willow have hired him to represent them. She urges he go back and warn them that if they go against Michael, they are going against the entire Quartermain family. She claims the Quartermains always prevail in the end. Tracy claims that no judge would rule against a wonderful parent like Michael for an unfaithful spouse. He claims marriage is difficult, and with 8 children between them, they should be aware. She refers to him as a vulture that feeds on the misfortunes of others. He smiles, knowing she lives to make everyone miserable, including himself. He storms out. Later, Jason is about to leave when Tracy stops him. She has made it apparent she dislikes him, labeling him a thug and an ingrate. Edward, Monica, and Alan all loved him, but he rejected them. He is now living here, even though he has no right to do so. Jason claims Danny is entitled to live here, which is the only reason he is here. He's trying to make things work for Danny and everyone else, including her. She says the one thing she will grant him is that he is precisely who he claims to be and does not pretend to be someone else. She prefers him to his phony sibling, and he's proven himself to be a genuine part of this family. He never considered it, but she's correct. Willow comes to Nina's home and is astounded that she decorated so much for the kids. Nina claims she did it for her as well, but she did not stop there. She claims to have recruited Martin to represent her, but Willow believes she is acting too quickly. She believes that no matter what happens, Michael understands that the children belong to her, and they will make an effort to work together. Nina claims he is a Quartermain and a Corinthos, and they do not compromise. Willow cannot think about this right now. She says that's why she and Martin are here, and she'll do anything to keep Amelia and Wiley with her. She cannot rely on Michael's relatives to help her. Willow claims Drew is on her side, but Nina believes he is not someone she should rely on. Willow claims Drew is also struggling right now. She claims he's in a motel away from his daughter and will be alone for Christmas. Nina believes he deserves it, while Willow claims no one does. Willow tells that she asked Drew and Scout over for Christmas Eve. Nina insists it's a mistake, but Willow says it's Christmas. Nina believes she needs to be prepared for a long, difficult battle. Willow urges Nina to leave strategy to the attorneys, she just needs Nina to be her mother. Nina says she'll have Drew over and set some ground rules for him, but she asks Willow not to reject Martin Gray. She'll need him once Michael realizes Drew is here with his kids. Nina assures Willow that she will always be her mother and be there for her. They embrace. Drew informs Curtis that Aurora's stock is sinking. Curtis claims it's under control. Drew mentions that he is not surprised by this. Curtis claims that everything has already been stabilized, but Drew claims that a false report was distributed to the media. What is he doing about it? Curtis says it sounds like a position for a CEO, and he's replacing him with Michael, right? Drew initially plays foolish, but later admits that he intends to reinstate him as director of the wellness division. Curtis claims to have been a fine CEO, and Drew confirms that he has been until today. Drew immediately knows Curtis did this for retribution, and he has no choice but to fire him. Curtis claims he can't fire him because he's been promoted. He adds a news announcement would be issued shortly announcing that the company's new majority shareholder, Michael Corinthos, has named him the permanent CEO. Drew cannot believe this because they are pals. Curtis claims they were pals. Drew promises to get him out, but Curtis has a binding contract. Drew believes the SEC will have something to say, but Curtis insists they will just notice that he and Michael did what was best for the company. Curtis refuses to be a pawn in his and Michael's conflict and will not be taken advantage of any longer. Drew cautions him that Michael has his own motivations for doing this. Curtis is aware, and it appears that he is the only person who is focused on Aurora. Drew wonders why he didn't come chat to him about it. Curtis said he tried, but Drew treated him like a lackey. He questions why he granted Michael the position. Drew claims Michael formerly operated Aurora and has more experience. Curtis claims they both know this is not true, and he offered Michael the job because he had been messing around with his wife. Drew says he will not stand for this. Curtis removes his nameplate off the door and informs Drew that he will make a lot of money as a minority shareholder. Drew walks away. Michael and Chase cross paths at the Aurora Health Center. Chase apologizes for what he's going through and is available if he needs him. Michael says that's generous, given what he did to Chase and what Drew is doing to him. Chase does not view it that way. Michael's actions were wrong, but he is a nice guy. Michael acknowledges he does not want to end his marriage, and he does not want to confront Willow about the video, which could destroy his marriage. He is now scared that he will be unable to salvage it. Michael and Chase explore why Michael keeps certain things from Willow. Michael merely wants to protect her and have her see the best in him, but they are unable to be honest with each other. He claims she regards Drew as someone who would never lie to her. Chase discusses how Willow was raised in a cult and does not trust easily. Michael is aware, and he elevated her to a pedestal, believing that her life was flawless. Chase claims Willow, like Drew, put him on a pedestal. Michael hopes to straighten things out with Willow and forgive her someday. Drew, on the other hand, will bear the consequences of ending his marriage. Martin eventually finds Michael on the treadmill alone, hands him the envelope, and tells him to consider himself served. Michael opens the packet, and it contains legal separation paperwork. Joss is taken aback when she runs into Cam in Rice Plaza. He tells that he is just staying at home for a short time and will be traveling to Key West for Christmas. She recalls how much crap he gave her for having pleasant Christmases in Australia. He asks if she and Dex are having any fun. Joss realizes he doesn't know and discloses that Dex died last night. Cam had no idea and asked how she was doing. Joss said she's attempting to put one foot in front of the other. She recounts what occurred, and Cam embraces her and apologizes again. Cam says he's glad she and Dex met one another and had the time they did. Gretchen appears and kisses Cam before introducing herself to Joss. Gretchen has heard all about Joss and Trina's time together. Joss discovers Cam is traveling to Key West with Gretchen. Cam adds that her parents have a house there and that they came here for last-minute presents. Gretchen tells them they need to get to the airport and instructs them to contact a carpool. Before they part ways, Cam and Joss exchange hugs and Merry Christmas wishes. Joss' phone rings, and she realizes it's her first full day without Dex. Suddenly, it starts to snow, and Dex appears in his dress blues for a brief while, smiles at Joss, and then disappears. Brennan next encounters Carly outside Bobby's on General Hospital. He laughs, "It's a Christmas miracle, Santa got my letter." Kai wishes Trina a great holiday. James complains to his mother and Felicia that he finally has an uncle, but he is not around for Christmas. Sasha informs Cody that he deserves a family. Willow discloses to Drew that she is beginning to believe she does not know Michael at all. Nina, desperate, phones someone and requests that they come here right away. General Hospital spoilers: Jason saves Sasha, seals path to love. Second Sidwell rescue brings a new couple? General Hospital spoilers say that Sasha Gilmore Corbin is a strong woman who has faced adversity during her stay on the show. Nonetheless, GH writers can't seem to stop putting Sasha in damsel in distress situations, so Jen Sidwell is back to bring more mayhem into her life. Of course, Sidwell's main gripe is with Holly Sutton, but Sasha is unhappily being targeted because of their mother-daughter relationship. On the December 17th episode, Sidwell appeared in the back of the church and overheard Sasha's prayer, which led to him learning about her pregnancy. Sidwell must be thinking he can bring twice the problems for Holly's daughter and unborn grandchild. Although Sidwell has reclaimed his jewels, he appears to be far from finished punishing Holly for her mistakes. Sidwell may decide to wipe Sasha and her unborn child off the map when the time comes. It's also likely that Sidwell has another hostage crisis and blackmail plot planned, but someone will come to Sasha's rescue before things get out of hand. If someone has to save Sasha as planned, who will it be? Jason Morgan had already rescued Sasha during the final round of Sidwell mayhem. Jason arrived at the warehouse moments before the explosion and assisted Sasha in fleeing. It prompted concerns among some fans about the potential of a Sasha and Jason romance. Jason has been alone for a time, and he could definitely use a new love interest to keep him busy. Likewise, Sasha may benefit from having someone like Jason to lean on as she deals with baby trouble and now Sidwell chaos. Will Jason save Sasha and solidify their love? If Jason pulls off another Sasha rescue, she will feel even more grateful to him. It could give Sasha a new perspective on Jason and ignite some flames between them. Bottom line, if the show has Jason rescuing Sasha yet again, it must imply something. Sasha and Jason may be drawn together in the midst of the peril, and a second Sidwell rescue might cement their relationship. According to General Hospital teasers, Sidwell's homecoming will bring some nasty surprises, so stay tuned for more surprising Sasha news. Wise warnings, perplexing confrontations, and payback promised. On General Hospital, Nina Reeves issues a sensible warning, Drew Quartermain engages in a perplexing conflict, and Michael Corinthos promises retribution. General Hospital spoilers, smart warnings following Ava Jerome's suggestion to Nina. Nina issues her daughter a smart caution. Who knows if she would disclose that she and Drew had an affair? She does, however, clearly explain to Willow Corinthos that Drew is not someone on whom she should trust. Nina was as surprised as everyone else to learn Drew was sleeping with Willow. But now she knows how disgusting Drew is for cheating on her with her own daughter. GH spoilers, confused confrontations at the Aurora Media office. Drew approaches Curtis Ashford, who sits behind the CEO's desk with a serious expression. Drew asks Curtis why he doesn't seem concerned that his firm is in peril, by which he means his company. Drew is unaware that Michael and Curtis misled investors by suggesting Aurora was filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. As a result, stock prices plummeted like a ski lift snowball. It amounts to a hostile takeover of the corporation, with Drew forced out and Curtis appointed Chief Operating Officer, or CEO. General Hospital spoilers: who needs guard dogs when you have Tracy? Who needs guard dogs when Tracy Quartermaine can provide protection? She stops Martin Gray at the mansion's door and asks what business he has with Michael. Nina recruited Martin to make certain that her grandchildren were not moved out from under their mother/adoptive mother/biological Aunt Willow Corinthos. Viewers should recall that Wiley Corinthos' birth mother was Willow's twin, Nellie Benson. Amelia Corinthos is her biological kid. GH spoilers: payback is promised. Elsewhere in the mansion, Michael is speaking with Harrison Chase about Drew. Chase was present when Tracy mistakenly showed the nanny cam video from Michael's phone at the Quartermaine Christmas party. Michael is furious when he warns Chase that Drew will pay for destroying his marriage. Even though Willow initiated the sexual intercourse, as evidenced by the video, Drew continued to encourage her. General Hospital spoilers: Jason and Sasha's common ground. Meanwhile, Jason Morgan and Sasha Corbin are talking in the Quartermaine kitchen. They discover some common ground, and Sasha asks Jason, "Are you not going to change your mind?" Jason responds, "Those days are long gone." What could they be talking about, Jason being Sonny Corinthos' enforcer? Jason recognizes that his duty as a father is far more essential than working for Sonny, although he still helps out when he can. Sasha may be questioning his decision to reside in the Quartermaine home with the rest of the family, no matter how dysfunctional it is. Evan Hofer expresses his emotions after leaving General Hospital. General Hospital spoilers suggest that Josslyn Jax may become a little superstitious following this past Friday the 13th. During the episode, her boyfriend, Dex Heller, went from having a smooth and simple recovery from a stab wound in the back to being gone. Evan Hofer recently spoke with Soaps.com regarding his departure from the program and the characters leaving. Evan Hofer of General Hospital discusses how the soap approached him about his exit. Hofer says he spoke with GH's executive producer, Frank Valentini, who disclosed how the storyline will play out. After all, GH fans only recently learned that Cyrus Renaud was responsible for Sam McCall's recent death, which was caused by a digitalis overdose and cardiac arrest. Cyrus tampered with Sam's post-surgical medications, and it looks that he did the same for Heller. Hofer noted that his reaction following his conversation with Valentini was, "How's it going? Does Dex go out in a cool manner? What is the tale going to be about?" That was kind of my main concern. While the actor was stunned by the plot twist in his character's story, he wasn't completely taken aback. After all, Hofer points out that with these things, you never know. After all, he mentions in his Soaps.com interview that Dex has been shot twice and is constantly in danger due to his work choices. The actor says, "You never really know if this is the time that your character's luck is going to run out." Despite his GH leave, Hofer remains philosophical, adding that he believes everything works out as it should. What will Evan Hofer miss most about General Hospital? He begins by mentioning the people. He goes on to claim that he was often referred to as the mayor of Prospect Studios because he knew everyone. Hofer concludes his Soaps.com interview by saying, "I got to know so many incredible people there, everybody who works upstairs in the offices, everyone on set, everybody downstairs, hair and makeup. I'm going to miss seeing my friends every day." Will you miss Dex? Leave a comment below. GH spoilers: Sasha in danger from Sidwell. Sonny transports her and Michael to safety on his island. General Hospital spoilers and rumors warn that Sasha Corbin is in danger after Jen Sidwell appears at St. Luke's spying on her. And, with Michael Corinthos' marriage and family disintegrating and Sasha carrying his child, may Sonny Corinthos send them to his island for safety? General Hospital spoilers: Sasha Corbin has already been rescued from Sidwell once. Jason Morgan had to rescue Sasha from kidnapping once before, when her mother Holly Sutton stole Sidwell's diamonds. Jason recovered the diamonds, returned them to Sidwell, and rescued Sasha just in time, but Holly said she was still in danger and departed the US with Robert Scorpio. Holly claimed she owed a major criminal gang overseas a lot of money, so Robert and she left to address that problem. Meanwhile, Sasha, still in Port Charles and distraught after learning that the guy she loved, Cody Bell, was her first cousin, had a drunken one-night affair with Michael. Michael was shocked to hear that his wife, Sasha's former closest friend Willow Corinthos, was having an affair with his uncle, Drew Quartermaine. GH spoilers, what does Jen Sidwell want now? Sasha has since discovered that she is pregnant with Michael's kid, but she has not revealed his identity, despite confiding in Maxie Jones about the pregnancy. On the anniversary of her child Brando Corbin's death, she went to St. Luke's to pray at the chapel. There, she met Sonny, who sat and talked with her for a while. Then Tracy Quartermaine arrived to apologize for her roughness, and they talked it out. After Tracy left, Sasha began praying openly and exposed her baby, while Sidwell listened in the back pew. Holly returned the gems. What does he want now? Or did Holly's con artist skills kick in and some of the diamonds were fake? Are Sasha and her baby in danger from Sidwell? General Hospital spoilers. Michael Corinthos discovers Sasha Corbin is carrying his kid somehow. Michael will discover out Sasha is carrying his kid, whether she admits it or he figures it out on his own. Sasha may inform Jason if there is another rescue from Sidwell before Sonny makes more definite plans. Of course, if Sonny discovers Sasha is carrying Michael's baby, he will intercede, and Michael will want to keep her safe, especially if his other children are away. Carly Spencer tried to stop Willow and Nina Reeves from fleeing with Wiley and Amelia Corinthos. Michael let them escape with Willow and Nina that night, so with Sasha in danger and Michael grieving for his other children, Sonny would send them to his island for protection. GH early week spoilers December 23rd to 27th, Sinister Cyrus, Sonny vs. Drew, Dex's autopsy, and Lulu's adjustment issues. The General Hospital spoilers for the week of December 23rd, 2024 are here. Next week, Cyril Renaud is expected to issue an ominous threat. Sonny Corinthos deals with Drew Kane Quartermaine. Dex Heller's autopsy report should arrive soon. In addition, Lulu Spencer appears to be experiencing some adjustment troubles. General Hospital spoilers Sonny Corinthos vs. Drew Kane Quartermaine. GH spoilers for the week of December 23rd show Drew's demise is imminent. While Drew is distraught over Aurora and unable to demote or fire Curtis Ashford for 5 years, Sonny takes action. When Sonny learns about the tension at the Quartermaine Christmas party, he will lash out at Drew. GH spoilers, Dex Heller's funeral during the week of December 23rd, funeral plans will be made for Dex. Josslyn Jax understands that Dex was alienated from his family, but he was very important to many others in Port Charles. Josslyn appears to be blaming herself, but once the autopsy results are in, there will very certainly be a quest for justice. General Hospital spoilers for next week show that Elizabeth Liz Baldwin has already been removed from patient care. Things could grow worse once Dex's autopsy results come back. If Dex died from a digitalis overdose, as Sam McCall did, it may cause fear in the hospital. While Rick Lansing advised Liz to stay away from the hospital, she may feel forced to uncover the mystery and clear her identity. With a secret killer on GH, Liz might want to take Rick's advice on this one. If another patient dies when Liz isn't even on the grounds, that might enhance her case and lead them to the true killer. Anna Devane is determined to seek justice for Dex. Felicia Scorpio could potentially make a revelation that blows the case wide open. GH spoilers week of December 23rd, 2024 Christmas might be difficult for the Davis family this year, given Sam's recent loss and the baby's untimely demise. However, Alexis Davis and her girls may benefit from a little miracle and healing this holiday season. Despite Molly Lansing's diagnosis, may she have a miraculous pregnancy? Would that mend the rift between Molly and TJ Ashford? Lulu, for example, seemed to be having difficulty adjusting. Lulu recognizes that 4 years have passed, yet this does not hinder her emotional reactions to past occurrences. People have moved on, yet Lulu's memories of them remain vivid. That could hint at Lulu's problems as her new chapter progresses. Which plot are you most looking forward to seeing next week? Drew loses Aurora, Josslyn sees Dex. Jordan entered the sauna and ran into Isaiah. He felt humiliated for having accidentally entered the women's steam room. But when he moved to open the door to leave, it was jammed, and they were unable to exit. Isaiah noticed that they only had towels and a water bottle for tools, so they called for assistance. They asked for aid, but when someone arrived, they couldn't open it either, so they left to seek assistance. Isaiah gave Jordan a long anecdote about his time in medical school, which Jordan found fascinating. Finally, a firefighter unlocked the door and identified Jordan. In the flesh, she remarked, boldly walking past him in her towel. Isaiah felt amused and impressed by her confidence. In the Q kitchen, Jason complimented Sasha for always having snacks for the kids, as they hadn't had much appetite recently. Sasha wanted to express gratitude to Jason as well. "I owe you my life," Sasha informed him. Jason inquired about Robert and Holly, noting that Holly appeared particularly concerned about Sasha when Sidwell had her. Sasha saw that she was receiving texts from them and occasionally answered. Sasha noted that Holly may not be completely bad as a person. Jason acknowledged that families were complicated. Sasha claimed he looked different in the images she'd seen about the house. Jason claimed those days were long gone. Willow couldn't believe how nicely her mother had decorated Nina's flat for the kids. "I did it for you, too," she explained. Nina questioned whether she had gone too far and then said she had hired Martin, who had filed legal documents for Willow's split from Drew. Willow felt Nina should have asked her first. Nina stated that she was aware of Willow's situation and that time was against them. Willow reminded out that it had only been one day, but Nina assured her that a lot could happen in that time. Nina was concerned that Diane would take Michael's case and he would demand full custody. Willow felt confident that Michael would find a way to work things out. Michael embodies both Quartermaine and Corinthos. Nina warned her, he will never compromise. Nina reminded Willow who was in Michael's corner. Nina claimed Sunny and Carly were protective of their children, but she was determined to help her keep them. Willow added that Drew was on her side, but Nina stated he was not someone she should trust. Willow stated that she had only slept with Drew once and that he was not the only one who was grieving. Nina knew she was, too. "I intended Drew," Willow informed her. She also mentioned that he had invited Drew and Scout to spend Christmas with them. Nina assumed that if Diane discovered she had welcomed Drew and kept him in her life, it would be used against her for custody. Nina claimed she was attempting to think strategically. "It's Christmas. Leave the strategy to the lawyers." Willow responded, "What I need from you right now is to just be my mom." Nina said if Willow wanted it, Drew could bring Scout over on Christmas Eve. Nina insisted on telling Drew the ground rules. Tracy opened the door to find Martin on the threshold. He said he was there for Michael. "What business could you possibly have with Michael?" Tracy asked. "Confidential business," Martin said. Tracy stated Michael wasn't present, so he'd have to leave whatever it was with her. Martin told her he couldn't do it. Tracy speculated that Michael's faithless wife retained him along with her Barracuda family. Tracy cautioned that going against Michael meant going against the entire Quartermaine family. Michael shrugged and believed her speech seemed overly rehearsed. "Do you have a small rant at the Pizza Boy every Thanksgiving?" Martin scoffed. Tracy suggested that he inform the harlots he works for to raise the white flag. "Others brighter and wealthier have challenged the Quartermaines. And we always win," she remarked in a sing-song voice. Martin and Tracy argued over who would win and why in a custody dispute. They argued until Tracy asked Martin how he saw himself in the mirror. Martin chuckled, saying she was someone whose whole source of happiness was making life unpleasant for everyone, including him. He went to bring her Michael's file, but as she reached out to grab it, he yanked it away. "Psych," he said before going away. Drew stormed into the office and informed Curtis that the stock had collapsed. Curtis told him he knew and not to worry since he had everything under control. Drew questioned why Curtis didn't appear concerned about his firm. Curtis explained to Michael how the stocks were stabilizing. While Drew reprimanded him for allowing it to happen, Curtis sent a message from Aurora's PR department to his phone, instructing them to put out the news release. "Are you doing anything about it?" Drew asked. "Why should I do anything?" Curtis stated. Drew informed him that it was his duty. "This sounds like the job for a CEO. Aren't you replacing me with Michael?" Curtis answered. Drew admitted that he would rehire Curtis as director of the wellness division, but that he would pay him more. Curtis reminded Drew that Aurora was thriving under his leadership as CEO. Drew agreed, but pointed out that Curtis had done well until today, when stock prices plummeted, and Curtis did nothing to prevent it. "You've got no complaints regarding my job performance till now?" Curtis told him, "Very interesting." "Wait, did you let this happen on purpose?" Drew realized. He inquired if Curtis was receiving any type of retaliation. He informed Curtis he had to do what was best for the firm and let him go. "But it isn't, and you can't do it. I am not fired. In fact, I just got promoted," Curtis stated. Drew knew Michael and Curtis had orchestrated the stock crash to seize the firm from him. A preliminary report was mistakenly distributed. "An honest clerical error," Curtis explained. Drew pondered how he could do this to him as a friend. Curtis no longer considered Drew to be a friend because of what he had done to him. Drew promised Curtis he'd find a way to get him out, but Curtis explained that he'd had Michael sign a contract making him CEO for the next 5 years. "Don't you think the SEC will find this suspicious?" Drew asked. Curtis stated that they would only uncover evidence that he behaved in the best interests of the corporation. Drew felt if it wasn't so disgusting, he may be impressed. "There was no way I was going to let you and Michael take advantage of me again," Curtis stated with a smile. He informed Drew that he refused to be a pawn in the Quartermain family's games. Drew blamed Curtis of failing to communicate his worries, but Curtis pointed out that he had tried. He wanted to know why he chose Michael over him. Drew stated Michael had greater C-suite experience, although this was not true. Curtis explained that Drew had been fooling around with Michael's wife. Curtis expelled Drew from his office, but Drew advised him not to trust Michael either. Curtis claimed he knew what Michael wanted, vengeance on the man who had seduced his wife. "Which means I was the only one who had Aurora's best interest at heart," Curtis said. Drew reminded Curtis that it was not over, and he would not allow him and Michael to steal the firm he had built from the ground up. He moved away, but Curtis asked him to turn around. Curtis took Drew's nameplate from the door and handed it to him. "You forgot something," he said angrily. He reminded Drew that he was still a minor stockholder. "Under my direction, you'll make a lot of money. However, Aurora will experience significant growth over the next 5 years," Curtis remarked. Drew snickered and walked away. Curtis threw the plaque on the floor and locked the door. Chase inquired about Michael's well-being in the gym, noting that what transpired at the party must have been difficult for him. Michael thought that was really generous of him to say, given what Michael had done to Chase and what Drew was doing to Michael. Michael informed Chase that he had betrayed their friendship. Chase assured Michael that he did not deserve what had happened and that he was there if he wanted to chat. Chase asked Michael if he wanted to dissolve their marriage. Michael was upset about what Drew and Willow did, but he wanted to salvage his marriage. Michael said that he was scared that confronting Willow about the video would have blown up their marriage. "And now I'm afraid it's too late to save it," Michael explained. Michael stated that he had not been completely honest with Willow because he wanted her to think well of him. He thought she was drawn to Drew because he tells her the truth. Michael believed he could forgive Willow one day, but not Drew. "Drew is going to pay for blowing up my marriage," Michael warned Chase. Michael was working out when Martin entered and handed him an envelope. He told him that he may count himself serviced. Michael opened it and found the separation papers. Josslyn was shocked when she saw Cam in the park. They met up, and he asked how she was enjoying her holiday. "Dex just died," Joss informed him. Joss informed Cam that Dex had recently graduated from the police academy and was on duty when he was stabbed. Cam hugged her and apologized. Cam told Joss how delighted he was that she and Dex had discovered each other and spent time together. Gretchen went up and kissed Cam before introducing herself to a stunned Josslyn. Josslyn assumed they were traveling to Key West together, but Cam revealed they were going to visit Gretchen's family during the holidays. Gretchen walked away, calling a ride-sharing service to get them to the airport. Cam hugged Joss, said goodbye, and then followed Gretchen. When Joss was alone, an alarm went off on his phone. 24 hours. She moaned, "My first full day without you." Joss closed her eyes and thought of Dex. When she opened eyes, he stood in front of her, smiling. She took a quick glance away, and when she returned her gaze, he had vanished. Brooklyn and Gio wrapped children's presents in the living room. He explained how his mother would perform an Italian Christmas carol on the violin every year. Brooklyn worried why Gio was at home instead of hanging out with pals. Brooklyn urged that he get out and socialize more. She said he has a good heart and he should share it with others. Gio felt she sounded precisely like his mother. Tracy saw Jason in the foyer as he was putting on his coat to depart and informed him she needed to speak with him. "I have never hidden how much I loathe you." Tracy began with, "You're a thug, a murderer, and, worst of all, an ingrate." "Okay," Jason said. "You had no use for this family, and now you feel entitled to live here like nothing happened," Tracy said. Jason explained that he felt entitled to nothing, whereas Danny did, and that because of his son, he was attempting to get along with everyone, even her. Tracy observed the distinctions between Jason and Drew. She claimed that Jason did everything he could to reject the name, whereas Drew made a show of taking it. Irony of ironies. Tracy reminded him, "With the hitman and the congressman, you have proven yourself to be a true member of this family." Jason said he'd never thought of it that way. "Of course you didn't," Tracy responded, smiling. "Now that I'm here for Danny, you're correct, Tracy." "I am," Jason replied. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.